Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Grand Sports Arena. Al, are you ready for some football? Because I certainly am. My name's Kyle Smith. Alongside me is my partner in crime and color commentator, Al Stash, for the pregame show of Chicago Blitz.
I have not been this excited all winter.
You're so excited, you can't even let me continue the intro of what we're playing tonight.
I'm going to cut right in there, yeah. Hey, listen, this is awesome. It's been a year and a half since we've been out doing a game for the Chicago Blitz, and we are back, and we got a lot of familiar faces.
A lot of familiar faces, a new arena, but the same fans are back. Most of the same players are back, including quarterback Tommy Kudaba. Not only is he a great quarterback, Al, but with 10 years of experience, so much leadership on this team for the Chicago Blitz.
And an Illinois West End kid, he's going all over the world actually playing football. You and I talked to him earlier before the game when they had their pregame warm-ups, and he's excited. He had a great game last week in Cincinnati, and I'm just excited for him. But let's go a little bit higher. We've got the same coach that we had 2 years ago that went all the way to the championship game for the Chicago Blitz when they were back in Villa Park at the Odeon.
Yeah, that's head coach Mike Oliver, also known as Coach O. He's back, Tommy Kudaba, and Al, don't forget about Brian Piscazio, who had 5 touchdowns in that win last week against the Cincinnati Flex.
There he is out with the other players for the pregame ceremony, number 3, and you see Tommy, number 7, Tommy Kudaba, and Lorenzo Hood is wearing number 5 tonight. He's on the far end of that group.
He's not playing quarterback. He's a linebacker. He's just got a quarterback number out there.
Hey, there's another coach that's involved with the team that we have seen before, and that's the defensive coach and coordinator, Noel Soto. And we talked to him before the game. They had a great game last week defensively. 7 stops, 7 turnovers on downs for the defense for the Chicago Blitz last week. And we've been told by Coach Oliver if they get 3 or 4, they're feeling good about winning that game. So 7 is outstanding. And
the 7 stops. Now, if you're not familiar with Midwest Professional Indoor Football, which is the league that we play in, there is no punting. So, yes, that can be a little bit of a skewed statistic, but still, 7 stops, and 3 of those, by the way, were goal line stops. So great defense by the Chicago Blitz. They won that game 46-33. But, Al, we got to talk about the other team as well. The Midwest Marauders,
you got it.
Are no slouch. They won last week 70-13. They're the defending champions, and they're led by their dual-threat quarterback, Andre Locke, who had 4 touchdown passes last week.
Excellent. Andre Locke was out there doing some warm-ups, and we watched him play. He's got a nice arm. We were watching him throw a little high. We'll see what happens during the game. But I tell you, this is going to be an exciting game because you got a real strong defense. It's a team that scored 70 points last week. There's going to be some action on this field.
Great offense against great defense. Real quickly, Al, about those high throws. Do you expect the defense to try to hit real low, to try to get those throws that have been high in warm-ups to go even higher as he tries to attempt to get it to his receiver?
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at guys here that are 6'2", 6'3", 6'4" on the line, and they've got 2 or 3 seconds to make a pass before they're, the defense is in the backfield on a quarterback. So they don't have time to run some long routes that are, going to be 30, 40 yards, maybe that length, if they get a little bit of cover or support from the defense or the offensive line. But you're going to be throwing some passes 5, 10, 15 yards downfield, and you can't throw the ball high to get 15 yards. You got to get it down at a level where the receiver can get their hands up and catch the ball.
Yeah, we'll see how the Chicago Blitz decide to attack Andre Locke, if they decide to attack on the side from the defensive ends or try to go straight at him up the middle and make him make passes outside the pocket. He does have struggling with his completion percentage, only 42% last week in that win against Indianapolis. Should be a good one, though, Al, as the Blitz take on the Marauders. One last thing before we cut to break here.
Yeah, one last thing. You're talking about Andre Locke, the 42% completion rate last week. He also had 47 yards running, which means, he's going to be a threat to get out away from the rush. And just to clarify about the rush for this league, obviously the defensive line can rush, but for a blitz, the person who's going to blitz has to raise their hand before the snap and notify the officials that he's the person that's going to blitz, and he can only blitz basically next to the center, between the center and the guard. I think I've got that right, up the A-hole in the defensive line. So that's going to be interesting to watch to see if they're able to get into the backfield. Again, you got 2-3 seconds. This is a fast-paced game for the quarterbacks, and they got to get that ball out or in the hands of a running back in order to get downfield.
Should be a good one as Andre Locke. He does struggle with his completion percentage, but he's a dual-threat quarterback going up against Tommy Kudaba, Brian Pascasio, and the Chicago Blitz. Al, it's so great to be back. This is the end of the pregame show. As the Chicago Blitz, led by our PA announcer, is going to introduce the starters, and then we'll have a great home opener for the Chicago Blitz. The Chicago Blitz and the Midwest Marauders coming up next. Yeah, he was starting. Oh.
Let's meet your 2018 Chicago Blitz. Number 4, Arian Ivy.
Arian Ivy, outside linebacker safety, Chicago Heights.
Number 6, Deshaun Conley.
Defensive back, Illinois Cowboys.
Number 9, Greg Henney.
Defensive back, St. Ambrose University, Chicago Chaos.
Number 11, Ryan Schumi.
Wide receiver, Central Iowa.
Number 12, Will Taylor.
Running back, Chicago, Illinois Cowboys.
Number 14, Ty Hill.
DB, playmaker, Lincoln, Alabama.
Number 19, Lucas Clay.
Linebacker safety, Elkhart, Indiana.
Number 21, Calvin Gant.
Athlete, DBU.
Number 22, Joshua Hampton.
Wide receiver, Glenville, Illinois.
Number 24, Chris Mohammed.
Defensive back, Chicago, Illinois.
Number 26, Jeremy Shedrick.
Wide receiver, Chicago, Illinois.
Number 28, Kerry Lewis.
Running back, Robert Morris University.
Number 34, Mike O'Brien.
Mike O'Brien, kicker, Northwestern Iowa.
Number 44, Ramon Lacey.
Linebacker, defensive end, North Park University.
Number 55, Brandon Holloway.
Offensive tackle, Chicago, Illinois.
Number 64, Brandon Braxton.
Offensive line, Seattle, Washington.
Number 90, Darius Roberts.
Nose guard, Waukegan, Illinois.
Number 96, Nick Jones.
Defensive end, Chicago, Illinois.
Now, fans, let's meet the captains of your Chicago Blitz. Number 2, Brian Boobie Miles.
Wide receiver, Glenville State College, South Beach Ducks.
Number 3, Bryant Speedy Viscasio.
Running back, Chicago Patriots.
Number 5, Lorenzo Hood.
Zoe Hood, middle linebacker, University of Central Florida, Hawaii.
Number 18, Mitchell Moore. And number 7, Tommy Kudiba.
Starting quarterback from Des Plaines, Illinois. It's my 3rd season on the Blitz. Interesting fact about me, I was the first Super Bowl MVP in Brazil in 2010.
And now let's meet the rest of your 2018 Chicago Blitz. Number 14, Rodney Brown. Number 34, Tashawn Weber. Number 1, Anthony Hughes. Number 17, Marcus Lewis. Number 66, T.J. Cox. Number 57, Mike Johnson. Number 66, Eddie King. Number 77, Quentin House. Wearing number 8, DeAndre Mosley. And now, fans, let's meet the coaching staff for your 2018 Chicago Blitz. Offensive line coach, CC Carlos Craig.
Offensive line coach, University of Missouri.
The defensive coordinator, Noel Soto.
Defensive coordinator, leader of the dark side, Northern Illinois University.
And the head coach of your Chicago Blitz, this is Mike Oliver.
Hi, I'm Mike Oliver, Coach O. I'm the head coach and offensive coordinator of the Chicago Blitz. I've been the head coach and offensive coordinator of the Blitz since 2014.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2018 Chicago Blitz. At this time, we ask that everyone please rise. Gentlemen, kindly remove your caps as we pay honor to America with the playing of our national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. How the rockets ran down, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
You ready to go?
Let's get ready.
Let's get ready to rumble, Al, as we're about to begin play between the Chicago Blitz and the Midway Marauders.
A lot of energy on that field, I tell you. You see the team from Midway Marauders came over into the side where the Blitz were just before the national anthem chanting. There's a lot of energy going to be on this field for this opening kickoff.
Well, it's been a year-and-a-half hiatus, and now we're back to Chicago Blitz football. You know, the game hasn't even started, Al, and as great as it was at the Odeum, the kind of event they put on here at the Grand Sports Arena is just fantastic. I didn't think it could even get more fantastic than the Odeum, but it has, and more tonight.
You know what did it for me? The pregame street tacos from the concession stand. They were fantastic. Next time at the Odeum, I got to tell them, hey, you got to do street tacos.
I got to pick it up. Got to pick it up there with the taco making.
Exactly. Hey, you know what? Before when we were talking about the coaching staff, etc., one of the things that's very important about the Chicago Blitz is the return of the player personnel manager, Vince Mucci. You remember Vince when
I do remember Vince, yeah.
He's right down in front of us right now. He's the guy that signs all these players, so he's got a lot of credit to take for this team.
You know, the head coach gets a lot of credit, and deservingly so, but the general manager, with those contracts, making sure that you get the right kind of talent, not just the best talent, but the right kind of talent to bring home victories for the Chicago Blitz.
Here we go with the kickoff.
Kicking off, the place kicker today will be number 34, Mike O'Brien, played his college ball at Northwestern College. Kickoff, it's a nice one, and it's going to be returned by number 0. Jermel Smith, and he's brought down, I'd say the 17-yard line, Dale?
Yeah, about 17-yard line. Nice clean tackle. No big problems on the defense for the Blitz as far as covering that kickoff return. So now let's see how this defense sizes up to a team that scored 73 points last week in Cincinnati.
Well, 70 points, Al. Don't give them that much credit.
I added a few.
And we get a clarification. It was 70-19, according to their website. They did score 6 points. Indianapolis did in that first quarter. So play begins. They're led by their quarterback, Andre Locke. Now, he's very good as a dual-threat quarterback, but he can struggle a little bit with his completion. He has a 42% completion percentage in that victory last week against Indianapolis. Both teams are 1-0. And it looks like to begin the game, a false start against.
A little bit of extra energy there on the line. Let's see who the penalty's against. It may be against our Blitz.
No, it's got to be a false start, Al.
All right. Listen, for the fans watching, there's 8 players on both sides, not 11 like you have in the NFL or the college program. So smaller field, 50 yards, total length of the field, and 8 players on both sides.
50 yards all the way down and 28 yards wide. So a pretty small dimension field. See how that Blitz defense does. They gave up 33 points in that victory last week against Cincinnati.
That little handoff, quite a hole on the left side for the Marauders. So nice quick play got into the secondary for the Marauders, and now they're at midfield.
So that should make it 2nd and 2. Timeout called by the sideline official. Forgot to switch it to 2nd down.
I think the number 2 is stuck. That's why you got to practice before the game. You know, everybody practice.
Do you remember that game on Monday Night Football where they couldn't determine if it was a first down or not, so they used an index card?
No. This is the NFL?
This was the National Football League. So
wow.
If that can happen in the National Football League, you better believe it can happen in the Midwest Professional Indoor Football League.
I tell you. Looks like we're going to have to go to index card. No, there we go. Hey, the 2's around.
It was the Raiders, and who were they playing? But yeah, let's just say the head coach for the Raiders, he wasn't too happy about that index card because it was like 4th and inches, and they gave the other team the first down.
Nice. All right, defense, time to do some workout here. Let's go.
Should be 2nd and 2. Andre Locke in shotgun. They run the spread offense. Do the Marauders, and brought down by a couple of players for the Blitz. Behind the line, just led for Aaron Ivey.
Lorenzo Hood up in the middle linebacker position, coming up on that running play, and did a great job with a little bit of a gang tackle, 3 guys on the ball carrier.
A lot of penetration by that Blitz defense, getting in there on the ball carrier and not giving him an inch to get the first down.
So they lose a couple yards. Let's see what they can do this time.
Should be 3rd and 4. You can put up to 2 men in motion. Bad snap. Andre Locke has it inside the pocket. Wide open man. What a big guy for the Marauders. Catching the ball, number 6, Denzel Whitaker. Is the play dead? They blew the whistle.
I do not know what that whistle was for.
Didn't you hear that? I thought I heard the whistle before the snap.
I don't know if it was from the stands or not. Could have been there.
They call holding. Remember, it's a smaller field, so in the NFL it would be 10 yards. Here, it's probably going to be 5.
I would imagine. One of the other things for our fans to notice in these games is that the offensive coordinator's on the field with the team in the backfield. So when they have any discussion with the officials, they're right there in their face.
Talked to the officiating crew before the game. All 4 of them are from the Chicagoland area. So the Chicago Blitz playing the Midwest Marauders, and we got 4 officials from the Chicagoland area. A full Windy City broadcast that we have for you tonight.
Old home week. Maybe an audible being called here by Antoine.
Locke with it, inside the pocket. Pump fake, now passes it. Double teamed. You know what, Al? I'm giving the quarterback everything on that pass attempt. What a pass that was, because he was double teamed, and he just got all of that to get it past the double team for the touchdown. That was a heck of a pass by Andre Locke.
He sure did get a nice pass in the far right corner, and there was no penalty flag or anything on the field, so that's going to go for 6 points for the Marauders. And now we're looking at a extra point attempt.
And since there's no field goal post, looks like everything's going to be 2-point conversions today. I would assume so.
There we go.
Now you see Andre Locke in shotgun formation. Remember, it's a smaller field, meaning less time to throw the ball, so you're probably going to see both quarterbacks use the shotgun all day. Andre Locke in the shotgun, and it goes off the fingertips, waiting for a number, and it looks like number 21, Quinnell Johnson. Now, he played cornerback last year for the Marauders, and now he is at wide receiver. Had a couple of interceptions last year for Midwest.
Yeah, that'll be 6-0 for the Marauders so far. And now the Blitz is going to get the kickoff return. We'll see who's deep for the Blitz. Looks like we got Speedy Piscasio and Brian Miles. Some fast guys. I want them past midfield. Past midfield.
Well, anything's possible for Speedy Piscasio. We saw him return kicks for touchdowns a couple years ago when the Chicago Blitz were in the football league. Now they play in the Midwest Professional Indoor Football League, also known as the MPIFL.
Yeah, a couple teams from Chicago in that league. One in Indiana, one Michigan, and Cincinnati, Ohio.
The Chicago Blitz defeated the Cincinnati Flex last week, 46-33, and it was pretty much the Brian Piscasio show. He had 5 touchdowns in that victory last week. Let's see if they can get production from him on offense this time around. And Andre Locke is still on the field. Is he going to be doing the kicking as well?
I hope he's got a big contract. That's a lot to do. Kicking.
Playing quarterback. Maybe
pseudo running back.
Maybe he'll do some Adam Sandler water boy responsibilities as well.
Let's see if he's any good kicking. Watch this.
Andre Locke, he can certainly play quarterback. He had 41 touchdown passes last season. An onside kick, and it goes out of bounds. Now, in the NFL, that would be a legal procedure.
Well, the field position is going to be pretty fantastic for this set of downs. Let's see where they put the ball.
I'm not sure what that was all about, as they had the momentum, and it was either an onside kick or it just went off the side of his foot. Either way, it's fantastic field position for the Chicago Blitz at the Midwest Marauders 16-yard line.
Looked like one of my tee shots.
You're saying you're not the best golfer, Al?
Well, not in the first hole. Beyond that, boy, I'm better than par every hole. So I get more shots than a par in every hole. Let's see what we can do with Mr. Kudaba behind the ball for the Blitz.
Kudaba, shotgun formation. He's got a lot of time, finds a wide open man. Near the end zone. Looks like he's going to be brought down at the 1-yard line. How about that? Field positioning at the 16 and a 15-yard pass by Kudaba. That'll get your offensive coordinator excited.
That's what we want to see. Tommy is very experienced in these games. He's very relaxed. We talked to him pregame. He's excited about being here. Had a great game last week, and boy, he had a great start so far.
If you're looking to improve and get to the Arena Football League and then the Canadian Football League, this is a great time, great experience to do that because it's quick throws, but also sometimes not as quick. We saw Kudaba composure in the pocket, didn't release it too quickly, let the play develop and got it to his wide receiver. Great job by Tommy. Pascasio, and he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Let's see if they give him forward progress at the 1.
They've really had him pegged coming up across that defensive line. There was 3 guys going straight for Speedy Pascasio, number 3 in the backfield. And I think they saw some film from last week, or they know all about Speedy from the way they reacted.
Well, that one was right up the middle, Al. Let's see if they use Speedy's great speed on this play, like a jet sweep or a draw play. Try to get him outside the pocket, get him on the edge, get him into the end zone. 2nd down and goal. Quick pass.
Touchdown.
They're going to say he had it.
What a great catch.
Got it right before he went to the ground. Touchdown pass.
Marcus Lewis. Great catch, Marcus.
6-6 is our score. And there are no field goal posts, so every team is going to be going for 2.
Marcus Lewis is from Northern.
Go Huskies.
Go Huskies. Northern Illinois University, Cal. We are going to kick.
I don't see a field goal pulse, though, so. Got to get off the field. Get off the field. Got off just in time, as there would have been too many men on the field, and it would have been 5 yards back. O'Brien trying to make it a 7-6 game. Bad snap. Bad hold. Trying to get it off. Can't. And his hand was moving forward, so it'll be an incomplete pass. Al, I don't think that was designed. I think it was just a bad snap.
Bad turf, so Michael Bryan didn't have even an opportunity to try a kick, and that ball went nowhere, so the score is going to hold at 6-6 early in this game, and we're tied with 6:22 left in the first quarter.
Al, like I said, coming into this broadcast, we had a lot of great people get this field ready to go, including the Grand Sports Arena. How about Ollin Technologies, though, letting us do play-by-play commentary, getting everything ready. They've done a great job today.
They got a lot of gear out here, and they're doing a fantastic job so far. The pregame was wonderful, and we're looking forward to the rest of this game with Ollin Technologies. They're the media and production company for this game, doing a great job.
6-6 is our score as Midwest and not able to get their 2-point conversion to go, and then the Chicago Blitz scored on a 1-yard touchdown pass. Had a bad snap, so 6-6 as Mike O'Brien will kick. Long one. It's a good one. Goes off the netting. And when it goes off the netting like that, well, he hoped that the officials weren't looking and that he could pick it up for a touchdown, but no, once it hits the netting, it's out of play. And it will be okay field position for Midwest as they try to do what they did on the first drive, get another touchdown here.
Well, this is an opportunity now in the second set of downs. Second set of downs to see how the defense is going to react to this powerhouse offense from the Marauders.
The Midwest Marauders, they're led by their quarterback, Andre Locke, but don't forget about the supporting roles on this team. Wideouts Andre Ward, Denzel Whitaker, Jermel Smith, and don't forget about Quinnell Johnson. Got that touchdown reception. Now, he played cornerback last year, switching over to wide receiver. He's a very athletic guy. We'll see if they're going to use a lot of fly routes down the field to get it to Quinnell. And interesting here, Andre Locke is going to go right behind center. 2 players in motion, screen pass, and the Blitz read it all the way. Great job by the Blitz, keeping their composure and not giving an inch on defense.
I didn't like the design of that play at all because you had 2 guys in motion coming to this side, and then they threw the screen this way, hoping that those guys would be blocking, but they were not in position to block anybody. The defense got in right away.
The time you would want to use that play is when you see your quarterback having trouble completing passes. He's losing his composure out there, but after that drive, Andre Locke looked great. I want to keep throwing it down the field until they can prove to stop it on defense.
Yes, yes. Motion the other way this time.
2nd and 10 for Locke. Good pocket, gets outside. And that's the one thing that the Blitz cannot allow is Locke is great in the second level. Stutter step move inside the 15. He's brought down around the 10. The Blitz are looking for a hold or a taunting call. They're not going to get it. It's going to be a first down by Andre.
Well, that scramble proves what we have to worry about throughout this game is if you don't have good coverage and containment, he's going to get out there, and he just did about a 40-yard run there.
Andre Locke, he had 41 touchdown throws last year, and he also scored more than 5 on the ground. He can get it done on both sides, running or throwing. He's a multi-talented quarterback is Andre. Andre, screen pass. He'll get about 5 yards, and he's brought down on the right boards. And on that catch, number 23, Chris Williams. 6-6 is our score, under 4 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. You know, for an arena football game, Al, this is pretty low scoring.
So far. I mean, we haven't seen anybody really stop anybody on defense yet. And, you know, that is what happens in these arena football games. You got a short field, 2 men in motion all the time, and quick plays. So let's see what we can do on defense to try to hold these guys back.
Andre Locke behind center again. Might be a draw play. Nope, they're going to pass it. Andre Locke outside the pocket, and it's picked off by the Blitz. Other way they go, and he's brought down at the 10-yard line.
Nice job.
Well, Andre Locke, he's a multi-dimensional athlete, but sometimes, Al, he can struggle with his accuracy, and that was a bad throw and great interception by the Blitz. It was
Mitch Moore got that ball.
Number 18, Mitch, and it's going to be Blitz football.
Here's a replay.
You see Locke get outside the pocket, doesn't set his feet, ill-advised throw, and a great interception by the Blitz.
Nice job, and he covered the ball as he was coming down as well. I'm looking for number 7, Tom.
Locke's pass.
Make sure he's out on the field. He is not on the field, and we'll explain that in just a second. There was an incident here on the sidelines. It's very unfortunate. The ball came in off the field on a fly and hit Tommy Kudaba in the back of the head, knocked him down. I'm not sure if it actually knocked him out, but he's not on the field. He's not the quarterback right now. Number 13 is out there.
Locke's pass.
And Rodney Brown does a good job making something out of nothing happen. He got 3 yards on the play. Now an advantage here for the Blitz is Rodney Brown is an inch taller than Tommy. He's got a little bit more weight too, 215 pounds. So it's going to be hard for these linebackers to bring him down if he decides to do some quarterback sneaks.
Yeah, let's say, and everything is about timing though. So we got to make sure that he's able to get coordinated with the receivers to get some passing plays going downfield.
Tommy Kudaba started this game at quarterback. He's on the bench, though, as he unfortunately got hit in the back of the head with a football. Brown with it, going down the field. Nice throw off the bench. And in space, yards after the catch. Huge for the Blitz on that play. He's brought down inside the 15.
Brian Miles from Glenville State, number 2, got that ball, and he was wide open.
It's a nice throw by the backup right off the bench, getting it done.
Missed coverage by the Marauders there because he was open by 15 yards over here.
Rodney Brown coming off the bench, looking good. Trying to show a little Kurt Warner today. As Tommy Kudaba started the game as the signal caller, and then he had to go on the bench. Pascazio breaks a couple of tackles and then knocked down on the right boards. Now for the Blitz, now you have your backup quarterback in the game. This is when you want to slow things down, make sure your running back and the receivers are on the same wavelength.
Now 36 seconds left in the first quarter. May get one more playoff before, and I'm not sure we'll get the playoff. 25 seconds now.
Running clock until the last minute of every quarter. Then when we get to the last minute, it's NFL rules. Brown with it inside the pocket. He's got a clean one. Bad throw, too high. But that's all right. Goes off the net. It's an incomplete pass. But that's the right thing to do if you're Midwest. Continue to play until they blow it dead.
That's correct.
The worst thing you can have is to not go after the ball and you blow your chance of getting an interception. So 6-6 is our score, and that'll be our same score as we go into the second quarter. This is a broadcast of Chicago Blitz football presented by Ollin Technologies. Welcome back to the action here at Grand Sports Arena. I'm Kyle Smith alongside Al Stash. And Al, I know the score is only 6-6, but that was a pretty eventful first quarter for just 12 total points scored.
A lot of activity. These games move quick. The clock is constantly running. There's no stopping the clock when the ball is moved forward for a first down or anything like that. They move the chains pretty quick. And as you said when we were talking about the rules, the only time that there's a stoppage of clock is in the last minute, right, of each quarter, right? So is it each quarter or half?
Each quarter.
Okay.
We play NFL rules in the last minute of each quarter. But other than that, it's running clock. Now, obviously, if you call a timeout, if there's an injury, they'll stop. But it's mostly a running clock. 8-on-8 football, and you have to call out to the quarterback when there's a blitz. Wouldn't that be nice for Mitch Trubisky if the linebacker for the Patriots said, "Hey, you, I'm blitzing.
Yeah.
Get ready." Outside the pocket is Brown. He's got blockers. Can he get into the end zone? Waiting for the call. No signal yet.
Just short.
And he can move, Al, for 215 pounds.
Great decision. We had the same line of sight that he had at the receivers when he was over here on our side. He had nothing. He just turned it upfield, and he got almost into the end zone.
Well, this is bad luck for Tommy Kudaba, but he's a great leader, and we'll see what happens in the second half. But Rodney Brown getting the job done off the bench, showing a little Nick Foles as the backup QB.
Timeout called by somebody.
Going to be called a timeout by Midwest, their first one of the game. We'll take a break in the action as well. This is Chicago Blitz football, presented by Ollin Technologies.
Vince. Tommy.
Early on in the second quarter here at Grand Sports Arena, we're all tied at 6. Rodney Brown still into the game.
I just checked with Personnel Director Vince Mucci about Tommy. He says he's okay. He will be coming back. So let's see what happens here. Not a good time to change quarterbacks.
Yeah, you don't want to change quarterbacks here, especially with how well Rodney Brown has been doing off the bench. Give Tommy a couple more seconds to get his composure and get back into the game. Fakes the snap on the run pass option, fumbles the football, picked up by Midwest. And he trips on the play. Bad luck, fumbled the football, and it's going to be Midwest the other way. Before that, though, Rodney Brown was perfect. He made a mistake at the wrong time to make one. It's going to be first down for Midwest.
Yeah, the play just didn't figure the way it should have with Speedy coming across. I'm not sure if the handoff was missed there. I think there was some indecision in that play, so a lot of bad things happened there, but thank God they tripped over each other before they got too far downfield.
Yeah, it was a run-pass option, and actually Speedy had a hole, and then Rodney at the last second pulled away and did a quarterback sneak, and it was well read by the Marauders defense, I should say. And it's going to be first and 10 at about the 24-yard line. It's hard for us to tell with no hash marks, but oh well.
So nobody can say we're wrong.
Andre Locke now behind center. He started the game in shotgun. Al, why do they continue to do those screen passes? They're just being well read by the Blitz all day. It's those button hooks and those fly routes that are working for Midwest, not those screen passes.
Mitch Moore from Warren Township, he was right on that. He could have had a pick six a half a second later. Half a second later, he was downfield with nobody to cover for him. So if they want to play that, run that play again, I'll let them.
The screen pass is not working for Midwest. It's those button hooks, and the touchdown pass that Andre threw in the first quarter was actually an out route, 20 yards down the field. Andre looked like it was design run, and the Blitz read it all the way.
Yeah, he didn't look at anybody downfield, so I think he was ready to go no matter what.
Brought down on that play. Still can't find it. 96. Nick Jones.
Nick Jones. Defensive line, Nick Jones.
We're all tied at 6. As Midwest could not connect on their 2-point conversion attempt.
That was just a bad pass. Bad pass, too far downfield. Tried to lead him, and the wide receiver for the Marauders was flat-footed. Couldn't get to the ball at all. So now it's 4th down. This is where we can get a stop. We need a stop.
Remember, there's no punting at this level. It's arena football rules, which means 4 downs, you kick a field goal, or you go for it. There are no punts. On this play, Al, knowing that Andre is having trouble throwing it, I think it's going to be a design run. I really do. Bad snap, and he's going to have to take a sack.
There we go.
Well, Al, Andre's struggling, but that was not his fault. That was a really bad snap right there.
No, Darius Roberts got to him and took him down there behind the line of scrimmage on the 4th down play. So now it's blitz ball, and Tommy Kudaba's taking the field again back at quarterback.
But just one more time, what a job Rodney Brown did in a tough situation, led the offense well down the field, just had that one mistake. Other than that, though, he was great in mop-up duty for Tommy Kudaba.
Yeah, he did a great job moving the ball down the field. If he needs to be out there again, I'm counting on him to do a good job as well.
Well, Al, Tommy Kudaba's back on the field, but it was a little shaky. Probably expect them to run the ball a little bit more until he can get back into a rhythm.
I'm not sure. You know, Tommy's a great experienced player. He could do just about anything he wants. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have one right downfield.
Kudaba back in the game after unfortunately getting hit in the head with a football without his helmet on, but he's okay. He was cleared by doctors, no concussion. And as expected, a run to Piscazio, and he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 11 for the Blitz.
So far, Speedy has had a little trouble getting the ball past the line of scrimmage. He's still got the same speed and capabilities, but they seem to be keying on him quite a bit. As soon as he gets the ball, they got 2 defenders on Speedy and not much in holes for him to run upfield.
Yeah, I think what they're doing is they're putting their speedy linebackers about 3 yards back of the line of scrimmage, and they're keying on Speedy, waiting for those draw plays. I think what they're going to have to do is get Speedy out on the sideline and try to use his speed against the Midwest defenders.
Let's see how this works.
Kudaba with it inside the pocket, reads it well, finds an open receiver and gets it to him inside the 15 to the 13-yard line.
And we got a penalty flag in the backfield, possibly roughing of the quarterback. Personal foul.
Yep. Great job seeing that, Al. I was on the receiver, didn't see the late hit.
Just call me Four Eyes.
Here's the instant replay of it. Nice job by Tommy. Reading the delayed blitz and still delivering the pass with accuracy for the first down. Great job by Mr. Kudaba.
I love these instant replays. Ollin Technologies does got have technology going here, buddy. Good job.
Try not to punish me too much with the puns, all right, Al?
Okay, I won't.
1st and goal for the Blitz here. Piscazio in the backfield. Little draw play. He's
hole.
got a hole, but a very nice open field tackle by number 4, Dave Moore.
Is he their middle linebacker? That's where he's going back.
Yeah, I believe so, because he's listed in the middle on the depth chart, so I would assume he's playing middle linebacker.
I see.
You got Dave Moore at middle linebacker. Weak inside is Carl Young, and strong outside is George Rainey, number 15. Another timeout by the Midwest Marauders. Both of them have been on defense. Interesting there, Al, all those timeouts.
Well, there's a kid trying to get on the field, number 34. He was running down the sidelines here when the whistle blew for timeout. So I don't know if they had the wrong personnel on the field or what the situation was, but he is coming in, number 34, and they're bringing out number 4 off of the defense. So apparently they're looking for some kind of assistance in the line there. And now number 7 coming on the field for them too. I don't know if we have all the numbers that we need on the roster.
Mike Miller on defensive line. Carl Young at weak inside linebacker. Dave Moore is the middle linebacker at number 4. Well, decision time here, Al. You're tied with Midwest, 6-6. You saw your starting quarterback get hit in the head with a football, and he comes back on the field. He delivers a picture-perfect pass in the middle on a button hook route. What do you call here, an out route, an in route, or do you just try to do a quarterback sneak with Kudaba?
I think we're going to see some running plays here.
Tommy with it. Read perfectly by the Marauders defense.
From now on, I'm not going to say anything. They must be listening to our broadcast because there was 4 guys in the backfield on Speedy on that play. That's okay that this is happening because you react to what's going on the field. And there's nobody better at doing that than the offensive coordinator and head coach Mike Oliver, who's watching every play here. He's going to get the right sequence for the blitz to let them focus on Speedy and do something else on this offense.
Yeah. A play like that, probably want to do with an option play as they're reading Piscasio all the way.
And a touchdown.
Line drive throw by Kudaba to the left side of the field for the TD.
Jeremy Shedrick.
The wide receiver who miraculously is over 260 pounds. He's a big boy to bring down.
268 from Cal State Fullerton.
More of a baseball school than a football school, but it's also D1 football, and great job.
Up the middle, make him make passes outside the pocket.
Over 260-pound wide receiver, Jeremy Shedrick, to get the touchdown.
Beautiful play. Nice pass by Tommy.
The imaginary field goal post.
I have to watch. I don't know what they're expecting to do.
I don't know either, but we're going to figure it out as we go, I guess. Mike O'Brien, another bad snap. With it now is Brown.
There we go. Look at him.
Only in indoor football does that actually work. On his off foot, throws across his body, and somehow it ends in the hands of a Blitz wide receiver for the 2-point conversion. And just like that, the Blitz lead 14-6 as we go to commercial break. Here on the instant replay of it. One more time, Rodney Brown on his off foot after the bad snap, and he somehow finds number 44, Ramon Lacey, in the back of the end zone. What a play that was. We'll take a quick break. This is Chicago Blitz football presented by Ollin Technologies.
If you want to read those, that'd be great.
With the Blitz leading 14-6, Al, it wasn't exactly the way you'd want to draw it up for a 2-point conversion, but all that matters is getting points on the scoreboard. That's what the Blitz did on their last play.
Exactly. You got to give some credit to the defense for stopping the Marauders, who have tried a couple of different screen passes that just are not working, and it made a stop for the Blitz, who got the ball near midfield, and Tommy Kudaba came back on the field as their starting quarterback, did a great job getting the ball downfield and eventually into the end zone.
Mike O'Brien, the place kicker today for the Chicago Blitz. He'll try to kick it deep for the Midwest Marauders. Looks like it's going to be number 7, Mike Miller. Goes off the back of the field. And eventually it's brought down on the play at about the 17-yard line. Taking the football was number 21, Quinnell Johnson. Ale, we talked about it, that Ollin Technologies and the Grand Sports Arena have done a good job of getting this broadcast for us, but there are a couple other people that we want to congratulate about getting this broadcast ready for us.
Absolutely. You said the two major ones we wanted to talk about, but also Dr. Carl of Freedom Wellness Centers, Training and Medical Services. He's in Schaumburg on 821 East Schaumburg Road. Get well, stay well, live well is his motto. Also, M&M Limousine and Coach Services. Any game travel arrangements, the best of Chicago Southland. Book us for any occasion. No job is too big or too small. MMLIMO.com.
Once again, thanks so much for helping us bring this broadcast together. All the amazing sponsors that we have for the Chicago Blitz. First and 10 at their own 16-yard line. Andre Locke has really struggled in the last couple of minutes. Deep throw down the field. Double team. Help is there. Picked off again by the Blitz. And looks like it's going to be a flag on the play. Might have grabbed the face mask. And on the interception,
Deshaun Conley.
Number 6, Deshaun Conley. It looks like it's going to be against the Blitz, either a hold or a block in the back. Yep. Block in the back.
I got to tell you, there was a poor pass decision. There was two guys over there in the corner, and the ball was nowhere near where it should have been thrown up high and away from the defenders. So the Blitz get a break on a bad decision by the Marauders quarterback on that pass play downfield.
What do you think the offensive coordinator and the head coach for the Marauders are saying to Andre Locke? I mean, he's their guy. It's hard to make a change at quarterback, but the last 5 minutes or so, Andre is not on the same page with his wide receivers, and he's just throwing some bad throws right now.
Yeah, he does. And you know, they're getting a little bit rattled. That's good. That's the way the defense wants them. They want them disorganized. Let's see what happens now on offense for the Blitz again, because now they don't have the same field position that they did last time. They're going to be down near about the 10, 15-yard line, their own 10 or 15. They have to go the rest of the way.
So a block in the back after the interception had it inside the 25. The block in the back puts the Blitz at about the 7. Tommy Kudaba has a clean pocket, and he finds Piscazio. And they're just all over Piscazio today. They're treating him like Walter Payton, kind of in that Super Bowl where Walter just couldn't get it done, but everybody else for the Bears got it done. And that's kind of the Blitz today. It's like Super Bowl 20, where everybody else for the Blitz is getting it done, but the Marauders are getting Piscazio down on the turf.
Well, I tell you what we do. What we do is we put in Quentin House, and we let him play the part of Fridge, and let him run the ball in.
Well, we have Lorenzo Hood at number 5, so maybe we put him at quarterback and just run Wildcat for a couple of plays.
Quentin House, 330 pounds. That's my man. That's my Fridge.
And I saw a high school special. They had a 400-pound running back at a California high school.
Oh, man. Nice catch over there on the other side.
Number 1, Anthony Hughes caught the ball. The third down for the Blitz.
Getting a little chippy. I know you like that word. Getting a little chippy out there on the field. A lot of action after the whistle. Again, there's a lot of energy. These are two very competitive teams. The one that scored 70 points last week, and the Blitz that scored 43 in their opening games of the season. And now we're down to a 14-6 game with 2:56 left in the half.
It's not uncommon in an arena game to see teams score 60 or more points, but right now it's old-fashioned defense. Kudaba outside the pocket. He throws it away from the play. Now, if the ball goes to the right side of the field, at least in the old days of American Indoor Football League, that was a souvenir for the fans, but if they throw it to the left side, this is where the broadcasters are. We don't get to keep that football out.
Great point. Maybe some fans over there are going to get a souvenir. I see a bunch of kids over there, and they should be ready for it, but we'll see.
And it looks like the Blitz on 4th down are going to kick the field goal. Remember, there's no punting for the MPIFL.
MPIF, right. Midwest Professional Indoor Football. I remember that because I wrote it down.
They're going to call timeout here to think things over. And
That's good. I'm confused too. I don't know how they're going to kick a field goal from that distance with this short ceiling to no uprights.
With no field goal posts. And every time I see these no field goal posts, it just reminds me of the musical Guys with Dolls, where what was the guy's name? Big Julie from Chicago, and he gives Nathan Detroit these dice with no dots on them, and he's like, let's shoot some craps, and Nathan's like, I can't see anything. Oh, don't worry, I know where the dots are.
I remember.
So for this, just to make that metaphor work for this game, for the Blitz, every time they kick a field goal, that it's good. But every time the opposing field goal kicker attempts one, oh no, it's wide right, it's wide left. Trust me,
very close.
We know where the field goal posts are.
Let's watch.
Brown will take the snap, a bad one, but it might be a false start. Off.
And now the Blitz leads 20-6 with only 33 seconds left in this first half.
Brown back into the game. And we need to stop the clock here as we are under a minute to go in the first half.
20 seconds on the clock.
And I think that they're going to reset it to 30 because I was running for 10 seconds. Remember,
yeah, we got the head official, the referee over here talking to the scoreboard.
Which is fine. You know, there are some complications between the running clock and when you stop it with under a minute to go. So we'll just take our time, make sure we have the right amount of seconds on the clock. No need to rush. Make sure everything is copacetic before we attempt this extra point.
I like what we're seeing here on offense for the Blitz.
A lot of great sponsors for today's game, including Briamo Photography, making your moments memories. Events, sports, portraits, and weddings. Extra point attempt by O'Brien. I guess it's good. I have no idea.
It looked good to me, just like the dice.
If you've never seen the musical Guys and Dolls, go see it. It's fantastic. Meanwhile, the Blitz lead 21-6. This is Chicago Blitz presented by Ollin Technologies. Welcome back to the action here at Grand Sports Arena as the Chicago Blitz lead 21-6. At least they signaled that the extra point was good, but now it says 20-6 on the scoreboard. So I don't know if it was good or not. I don't know if there's field goal posts.
Here we're going to find out.
As we're still getting clarification if it was a good extra point or not. Either way, though, the Blitz will lead by 2 touchdowns with 52 seconds remaining on the game clock.
Yeah, they're leaving the score at 20-6. So the Marauders will have 52 seconds after this kickoff here in the first half to try to decrease that lead.
Good kick, line drive kick, and it's picked up by number 0. And he takes it to the 24-yard line. Number 0, Jermel Smith. Now he threw a couple of passes in warm-ups. He's not listed as the backup quarterback. In fact, Andre Locke is the only quarterback listed on the roster. But it might be decision time for the Marauders as Andre Locke has not looked good in this second quarter.
Yeah, and we're only looking at a half of the game. You know how things can turn real quick. And I'm looking, is Andre on the field? Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. They're still going to go with Locke. It's still 20-6, so you don't necessarily have to make a move. But another interception, you really start to think, should we put in another quarterback? But then again, when you make that move, you can't go back to Andre.
Well, you know how much magic happens at the locker room during the halftime. So let's see what happens with these two teams. If the Blitz can maintain here, they'll have a lot of momentum going into the locker room.
Andre Locke with it. 4 wide receiver set, 2 in motion. Good snap, clean pocket. Finds an open man, breaks a tackle, looking for the end zone. Flag on the play. He got in.
They're going to bring that back. There was offsides on this side.
Offsides against the Blitz, or false start, or illegal procedure against?
Offsides, the wide receiver was 3 yards downfield before the snap.
Yeah, they're going to call illegal motion against the Marauders. Well, you saw it all the way. I thought it was clean, but according to the officials, multiple ones, in fact, are saying that his foot was across the line of scrimmage before the snap.
More than a foot. He was a full stride and a half.
Well, if it's a full stride and a half, then yeah, that's a little against the rules.
That's too far. That would be offsides in hockey.
That's what I love about Arena Football League. You have indoor football, and then you have the boards like a hockey game.
That's right.
And then you have, the fans, the little kids that are sitting on the glass. Really exciting to watch. That's a big call. It's a touchdown that's no longer. And now you got 1st and 15 against the Marauders.
Still 32 seconds left on the clock.
It's Andre Locke, 4 wide receiver set. They're down by a couple of scores. He's thrown a couple of picks. Bad snap. Clean pocket, goes deep, well covered by the Blitz.
That was a great pass. Great pass by Andre Locke.
The one time, Al, you want the pass to be very high, and he did it on that throw. Touchdown for the Marauders. Denzel Whitaker with the touchdown reception. First one of the game for Denzel.
I'm looking at the board now, Kyle, and it is 21-12. So we did get the extra point kick on the last Blitz kick.
I don't know how it was good because we don't have field goal posts, but yeah, it's fine.
I think it's just that it was over the boards
and
in the middle.
All
Maybe that goal, that soccer goal, is the ends. We'll find out.
Andre Locke with it on the 2-point conversion attempt. No running back in the backfield. Another bad snap, and he's going to run with it. And an underhand pass. Did he catch it?
No.
No, he dropped it.
Well, now the Blitz has 23.5 seconds. And that's what I love about this game. 23.5 seconds, he's like 3 sets of downs.
It is, yeah. It's great. Great family fun. It's only $10 for tickets for the next couple of Blitz home games after this one. If you're in the Hoffman Estates area, or even if you're in the Windy City, come out to Hoffman Estates. Come to see some indoor football. It's a great time that the Blitz put on for the kids here.
And we're looking across the field at the crowd there that's watching this game. And they're watching a great game, first of all. And I don't know, I'm going to count. I'm going to say there's about 300 people here tonight. The Coach O said that they can fit 400 people in the stands that are on this field, so they got a good crowd. This is their first home game here in Hoffman Estates, and I think people coming out here will have a good time watching this arena football because it is non-stop action.
It is non-stop action. We've seen everything that you would think of, plus more, including Tommy Kudaba accidentally getting hit in the back of the head with a football, coming back into the game, throwing a touchdown pass. Rodney Brown off his back foot, converting on a 2-point conversion on the throw. And now the Chicago Blitz lead 21-12 with 23 seconds left.
Brian Williams and Speedy Pescadero back for the Blitz.
You mean Pascazio?
Pascazio. What did I say, Pescadero?
Yeah. And that kick almost goes out of bounds, but doesn't. And they're going to blow it dead. They're going to say it went off the top of the boards. And we're still going to get a clarification about what the game clock should be.
You know, I'm watching the coaching staff for the Midwest Marauders, and they are really focused on the officials. It's just my opinion. You know, this is why I'm here doing color. Focus on the players and the game. Don't focus on the officials no matter what sports you're playing because that is not productive. You're never going to get what you want. You're never going to help your team. You're just going to make it more high blood pressure for yourself, and you're losing your opportunity to coach for your team.
That, and quite honestly, I think the officials are doing a very good job with no field goal posts, trying to make sure that you get the clock running at specific times, knowing when it's running clock and knowing when you stop the clock. I think they've done a good job with the calls. I think it's been pretty fair on both sides.
You can't say any play that they've seen on this field so far was even close to being an issue.
The head coach for the Marauders is Tim Arvanitis. Assistant head coach and the offensive coordinator is Anthony Bullock, and Tremaine Cheers is the defensive coordinator.
19 seconds left on the clock. Blitz ahead 21-12.
Whatever you do, do not turn the ball over. If you have to take a knee, take a knee. Don't turn it over.
That's what he did.
Great job by Kudaba, getting outside the pocket, throwing to the sideline. Worst case scenario, he drops it or goes out of bounds. Best case scenario, complete it.
There's a great experience on Tommy because he knew he had nothing downfield. You don't want to have that turnover. You don't want to be pushed farther back. Get rid of the ball. Don't try to force something that's not there.
14 seconds left. The Blitz are going to try to throw it down the field. If they don't get a completion here, they're probably just going to take a knee. Kudaba's got 2nd and 10 at about his 13-yard line. Clean pocket. Finds Pascasio in space. Has a blocker, and he's brought down. And it'll be a timeout by the Blitz. 7.8 seconds. Al, you've had trouble on special teams, but you need points. You go for the field goal. You do try to throw one in the end zone for a Hail Mary.
Now, I think, 7 seconds might be 2 plays, so let's give it a shot first before we start kicking.
For the Marauders, you have to have strategy here. Guard the sidelines like it's the end of your life. Make them throw it across the field and try to lose all 7 seconds of that game clock going into halftime. And that's probably what number 8 for the Marauders is telling his teammates. Be smart, guard the sidelines. Don't let them get a quick pass and only give up a couple of seconds on the clock.
Let's get Marcus Lewis in the corner again and see if we can't get a pass down into the end zone. And we'll have another 6 points on the board.
Dion Benton is the defensive back, number 8.
Marcus Lewis is on the left side.
Kudaba, the quarterback today. We've also seen a little bit of Rodney Brown after Kudaba got an injury on the sidelines from a pass that
there we go.
Was incomplete. That pass is incomplete. Goes off the boards. And we're going to put 2 seconds on the clock. As the head coach for the Marauders is telling the officials that the clock went off. I think it was at least 1.5, if not 2 seconds.
See, again, what we got is a guy who should be focusing on his defense, focusing on the official. That's just not helpful for anybody, except for us.
Well, there should be at least 1.5 on the clock, and that's what the officials are trying to clarify how much time is left. The ball clearly went off the boards before time expired. And now a lot of chippiness, a lot of words being addressed to both teams. Bench is cleared. We're going to reset the clock here. Right now we're at 2.0. Right now the ball is spotted, I'd say about the 18-yard line. Definitely within reason to kick a field goal, but you've had trouble on special teams. Kudaba still in the huddle, so it looks like they're going to do a Hail Mary. I say Hail Mary because that's technically what the play is, but it's only an 18-yard pass,
that's
so
right.
It's not necessarily a Hail Mary. But
I think I could throw the ball 18 yards.
But could you complete it, though?
No.
Oh.
All right, here we go. 2 seconds left on the clock. Blitz ahead 21-12 for the last play in the second quarter.
They've had trouble with sideline passes, so they're probably going to attack the middle of the field.
He got it.
Pascazio had it, and it was knocked out by the opposing number 3, Mike Pfeiffer. And that will end the first half with the Blitz up 21-12. We'll take a break in the action, and then it's time for the halftime show featuring the GM of the Chicago Blitz. This is Chicago Blitz football, presented by Ollin Technologies. They've had trouble with sideline passes, so they're probably going to attack the middle of the field.
You got it. You got. Oh.
Pascazio had it. And it was.
I got no answer on Anthem. We'll try him again.
5 minutes and now we'll just do that.
Yeah.
Do we have live stats or no? No? Okay. That's fine, yeah. That's fine. We were just wondering.
Here he comes. Yeah. Mike, you talk to him.
Here at Grand Sports Arena with the Chicago Blitz leading the Midwest Marauders 21-12. What a first half that was. I'm Kyle Smith. This is the halftime show presented by Ollin Technologies, and with me in the studio is Anton McKenzie in his first year as GM of the Chicago Blitz. Anton, thanks for joining the studio, man. This has been a really interesting first half.
Well, thank you for having me. It really has. Up and down, a lot of energy on the field, so hopefully we can come out and get that same energy and win this game.
You know, for a quarterback and Andre Locke, who is pretty much all the defenses last year had all the trouble in the world stopping, you guys have done a great job stopping him today.
Yeah, they're not going for his fakes right here, right? We stay outside contain even though we fall, but we stay in coverage, make the interception.
What do you think he's doing that he's having trouble with his accuracy tonight?
He's trying to rush. I think he's reading the D-line too much. If he'd slow down and read it, he can find his plays, but we're making a lot of disguise in the secondary with coverages, and that's working very well for us.
This is a really interesting league, by the way, Anton. You got players from the University of Indiana, the University of Oregon, and then you have the small guys. You got from the little schools, Juliet Junior College. You got listed here Robert Morris, Illinois Wesleyan, a little bit smaller. How does that work exactly to find talent from guys that couldn't make it to the Canadian Football League, that want to play here from bigger schools, and then from smaller schools that have the talent to play in the MPIFL?
Well, that's why I was brought in from Coach O. He liked my skill of assessing players and stuff like that. Honestly, I don't care where you played football or where you came from. If you can play football at a high level, we will look for you. We will find you, and you get all welcome to try out and play for this team.
After you're done graduating from college, how do you become your own scout to become part of the MPIFL for a tryout?
It's tough. You really got to call, make phone calls, make emails all by yourself, because without that, unless you have an agent, it's very hard.
How do you move up if you want to go from the MPIFL to the Arena League and to the CFL?
It's just like getting a job, right? So it's connections. So I'm here as well as one of the connections to help out. If a guy wants a chance to play NFL, CFL, or any of the other arena leagues that are high up or paid more, whatever it may be, it's connections. I know a lot of the CFL GMs and head coaches, and I can set up time for the players to go to their tryout and get looked at, and that's how they can get the spotlight. Because coaches and GM want to see players. It's not about film anymore. They want to see players in person.
This is a great venue, by the way, that we have for the Chicago Blitz at the Grand Sports Arena. That pregame show was really something. I thought it was going to be something quick, the player introductions. That was really cool with the lights, and then we had the little projection screen with the American flag. How did you get this all to be for the pregame show?
Well, I want to thank Ollin Technology and Enrique, and he's really done an amazing job with this, and in a short time especially. This all came at the last minute. And he did a fabulous job, and we thank him so much for that.
What are you looking to do going forward with the Chicago Blitz and the Midwest Professional Indoor Football League?
Well, going forward, my goal is higher level, higher revenue, right? So we're trying to put on a great show, great atmosphere, fan base, community base, bring some great sponsors in there to stand behind this team, help bring this team up to a high level where we can really put this team on the map and be nationally known in the United States.
Now, they play on the weekends. Now, how does that work exactly? Let's say you want to work a Monday through Friday job, but you want to work for the Chicago Blitz. Can that work, or is that just too much of conflict?
It's a lot of if you have to have a significant other who understands. My wife, thank God, she does. and you have to sacrifice. If you want to play football or work in a football or sport organization, you have to sacrifice. But the sacrifice comes with reward. So we are looking for extra help, interns, whoever wants to learn new things in this professional sport and involve their career. We're looking for all help as needed.
Anton, it's great that the Chicago Blitz are back in the Chicagoland area. It was great when they were at the Odeum. This Grand Sports Arena, though, as great as the Odeum was, this is even more fantastic, especially those pregame ceremonies was great. Going back to the game, though, up 21-12, it seems like the defense for the Marauders have a good job slowing down Speedy. What have you seen that they've done on defense to slow down Speedy and making sure that he doesn't get the ball in distance?
Well, they did their scouting. They knew what happened last week when we played in Cincinnati, how Speedy did, right? So we knew coming in that they were going to key on Speedy, so which will open up now our receivers. So Tommy and Corley, they got to get the ball out to our receivers now, which will open up back Speedy. What their defense is doing is playing a low coverage and sitting on Speedy, but when the ball goes out there and making open field tackles.
Now, with the field goal post, me and Al were kind of a little bit confused about that. How is it working to see if it's a good or not or kick?
That is something we're working on as well. That is more off of referee discretion right now.
Okay.
We were trying to get goalposts up there, and we just couldn't get it at the last minute. So that's something, like I said, we're a growing team and in progress, and those are all things that we're still working on.
We use the metaphor from Guys and Dolls. Have you ever seen that musical where the guy has the fake dice? He has he bring you remember that with the.
I understand that conversation. Yes.
we were
so
referencing.
Basically, that's what is going on right now. Yes.
We were referencing that on the broadcast with the field goal kicks where O'Brien attempts it. Oh yeah, it's good. When the other kicker, oh sorry, that's wide right, it's wide left.
Yep, it's no
Anton, thanks for joining us. Anton, thanks for joining us in the studio, and I hope that the Blitz pull off a great second half like they did in the first one.
Yeah, so do I. Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much, Anton. Right. That was Anton McKenzie. We'll take a break. This is the halftime show presented by Ollin Technologies. Welcome back to the action here at Grand Sports Arena. This is the halftime show presented by Ollin Technologies. I'm Kyle Smith alongside Al Stash for a couple more minutes of the halftime show. No live stats today, unfortunately, but there wasn't that much scoring anyway, so we'll just give you a quick recap about what happened. Now, the Marauders came in, they scored first to make it 6-0. They weren't able to connect on their two-point conversion attempt, and since then, Al, it's been mostly all Blitz. They scored 21 points, 21 unanswered, in fact. Then the Marauders came back with a touchdown, a picture-perfect pass from Andre Locke, but it's really been Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde from Andre today, as he has a couple of picks and a couple of touchdown passes, as the Chicago Blitz lead 21-12. And one of the reasons they're up by 9 points, Al, is because of the great play from Marcus Lewis as a wideout.
Yeah, wideout receiver. He went in the corner a couple of times, almost had 3 nice touchdowns if he would have been there. But, okay, thank you. And the other thing that's, I can't say enough about Tommy Kudaba. I saw him actually get hit in the back of the head when the ball came across off the field, and it just knocked him flat on his face over there. He was down for a little while because of the pain, I guess. But and you think that's not very painful, but that ball was thrown 50 yards and hit him square in the back of the head with no helmet. He went face down, stayed there for a little bit, and then was off the field for a while Rodney Brown took over. Rodney did a great job. Came in there, had a beautiful passing play for a 2-point conversion, but he also moved the ball downfield. He had one mistake where in a miscommunications with Speedy Pascasio. Did I say that right this time?
But you did this time, yeah.
Okay, this time. He had a little miscommunications on a handoff play near the end zone there. Got forced back and lost the ball, which was a turnover. But other than that, he did a great job.
The Chicago Blitz lead 21-12. We have a correction here. It's pronounced Ollin Technology, not Ollin Technologies.
There's only one. There's only one.
There's only one Ollin.
That's right. Ollin Technology.
Now, there might be 50,000 Al Stashes, but there's only one Ollin Technology.
No, I keep checking. I'm it.
Now, are you Al Stash or Allen Stash? I've always wondered this.
You know, I was asked that just last week by the fire department, the people in Villa Park Fire Department that I'm with all the time, and they were wondering, was it Alphonse, Aloysius, Albert? And I said, no, it's Allen, A-L-L-E-N. And my grandmother used to yell at my mother saying, that's a girl's name. She thought it was E-L-L-E-N.
Al, you certainly got a lot of jokes for this broadcast. But serious note here, 21-12 with the Marauders down by 9 points. They don't really have a backup quarterback listed on their roster, and it looked like Andre was starting to get into a little bit of the rhythm with that touchdown pass that he threw to make it 21-12. But like I said, it's been Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. What can he do to be a little bit more consistent at the quarterback position?
Well, I got to say that the plays that they're calling are just not working. They're going to have to do something different. You saw him early in the game when he scrambled and did like about a 35-yard run with lots of open field and almost went in on his own. That's his power. That's his capabilities. We haven't seen tonight any greatness in his passing prowess, and also the play selections that they've done. These little screen plays. One was a interception. 2 more that did nothing or went nowhere or were incomplete, and one where he had a guy off on the opposite side of the field and just threw the ball 5 yards ahead of him, and the guy was just standing there. So I think his athletic ability in the backfield as a running quarterback is going to be the thing that could hurt the Blitz in the second half if they go to that. If they keep with their little screenplay action and their attempts to throw the ball downfield on every play, I don't think they're going to be successful, and the Blitz will sustain because they're doing good things on offense and defense, and that's what you have to do.
One last thing here, Al, before we close out the halftime show. We've seen that the Blitz have had some trouble with special teams on their field goal and extra point attempts. When they score more touchdowns in this game, you think they might start considering going for 2, or will they try to get their extra point team back on track?
Well, I think the only problem has been the snaps. So if you get that right, you're okay, because both times the snaps were poor and they could not get the ball off at all. And, the kicker for the Blitz, Mike O'Brien, he's energetic. He wants to get out there and score some points for the team. So I don't think they're going to give up on kicking. I think they just have to get the snaps right. That's not easy. Believe me, it's not easy. The snap and the hold. I don't know if you've ever done that. I've never done that. But you watch it, you got to do a lot of things in order to make that play work. And it worked on one play when they were doing the extra point conversion. So I think they'll be okay if they need a field goal.
Special teams is harder than it looks. They even made a movie about it. Remember in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective? Laces out, Dan.
Fine football movie.
This has been the halftime show presented by Ollin Technology. More Chicago Blitz football coming up next.
There's only one Ollin Technology.
Second half about to begin as the Chicago Blitz lead by 9 points. They led as much by 15 in that first half. But then Andre Locke with a great pass right down the middle of the field. Pinpoint accuracy into double coverage to make it 21-12. Weren't able to convert on their 2-point conversion attempt. And the Chicago Blitz will get the football in the second half as the Marauders had the ball in the first session of this game. But what a game it has been. We've seen pretty much everything that we expected, plus more. And a little bit unfortunate sequence when Tommy Kudaba had to leave the game for a couple of minutes because he got hit in the head, unfortunately, from an incomplete pass attempt by Locke. And the Blitz lead by 9 points. They've had a little bit of trouble getting it to Pascasio, Al, but towards the end of that first half, it seemed like Speedy was starting to get into a rhythm.
Yeah, he was, and we had a nice play on the opposite end of the field near the end of the second half for Speedy. But the running play so far for Speedy has not been working. And really, it's not about the runner all the time. It's about the line being able to open up those holes. But they're really keying on him, and that's the issue. They got two guys coming in that spot where Speedy's trying to get through the line.
It's been a good job, though, for the offensive line for the Blitz, led by T.J. Cox, Brandon Holloway, Brandon Claxton, and also Eddie King comes in there sometimes as a swing tackle. Deep for the Blitz is going to be Boobie Miles, and of course, who else but Speedy Pascasio on the kickoff return team. Al, I think that the Marauders got to figure out this kicking thing because Andre Locke does not look like a place kicker on these attempts.
Yeah, I don't know why he's out there doing that, but, you know, these are not teams with 50 guys on the sidelines. They got about 25 maybe at some of these teams. And you look at the sidelines over there, I'd say they have maybe 30 with the guys on the field. So maybe they just don't have the options.
Well, he's a great athlete, Andre Locke. Got to get a little bit better with completing the football, but when he can, when he's on, there's no better athlete in this league than Andre Locke. But he has not been fully on today. A couple of picks, a couple of bad decisions, and right now the Blitz lead by 9 points, looking to make it more. Kick from Locke. It's a bad one, picked up by the Blitz. Past midfield, and he's going to go down right away. Great job on that return for the Blitz. Number 8, DeAndre Mosley. Very fundamentally sound football, Al. He got the ball, didn't try to do too much with it, saw that he was going to be hit by 2 men at the same time, went down, and giving the Blitz great field position.
And he covered the ball. He had two guys going to tackle him, and they do try to strip the ball, so he covered the ball so there was no fumble on that play.
Blitz inside the 25-yard line. We only play 50 yards of football, 28 feet wide. Very small field, a lot of scoring. At least you're supposed to have it. But today it's been old-style, old-fashioned smash-mouth football. 21-12 is our score.
Yep, and let's see how the offense changes. You know, and every time there's a halftime, the coaches get an opportunity to go over what's going on with the offense and the defense. So let's see what the Blitz wants to do with Tommy Kudaba ready to take the snap.
Looked like it was a false start against the Blitz.
No, I think they jumped off.
Nah, it's false.
Okay, you're right.
Come on, Al. I've seen some football in my day.
I wasn't paying attention. And that moved the ball back 5 yards. So now, still first down and 15 to go.
See what they draw up on this play. 15 yards to go, probably a simple running play. Going to run it to Pascasio. They got the play off.
There's a hole.
Hole for Pascasio. And when he gets to that second level, Al, it's hard to bring him down.
Look at him come on off that ball. He's excited. That's what he wants to do. He wants to run the ball downfield. And he had a chance there. Nice hole. Made a nice cut to the right side. And got it down where the Blitz is now able to look at the end zone as well as downfield.
They got a lot of size on this offensive line, Al, especially T.J. Cox at 350 pounds, trying to do a swim move around that offensive lineman.
That's a big boy. Lincoln University. I believe that's downstate, right? Near Peoria?
Yep, Lincoln University. Kudaba with it. 2 running backs in the backfield to start the play. Sideline pass. It's brought down.
That was our Marcus Lewis again with the catch.
I like this guy, Marcus Lewis. He's got good size, 6'4", 215 pounds. If he can run routes a little bit better, he might move up into the Arena Football League.
I think he's doing a great job here tonight. He's got 2 catches in the corner for the end zone. That nice catch on a almost like a pick play with 2 guys going down the sidelines there, but that worked out well for the Blitz.
Well, it couldn't have been a pick play because that's illegal.
Almost.
Kudaba with it. Pascazio in the backfield. 3 wide receiver set, all on the right side. Run it to Pascazio. That's going to be a face mask against the Marauders, and then the Marauders defense saw it all the way. I got to say, Al, that's great sportsmanship by the Marauders. Not trying to argue with the officials, just shaking it off and being like, yep, that was a face mask.
Well,
all right.
Yeah, maybe they think about that because it doesn't hurt.
The officials can be your best friend, and they can also be your worst enemy. It was good sportsmanship by the Marauders, just shaking it off. Yeah, that was a face mask. I agree.
So now 1st and 10, and I'm not sure how many yards, but it looks like about 10 yards, 15 yards.
And I bring up sportsmanship because we saw the head coach for the Marauders kind of speak some words to the officials right before the first half ended. So maybe he said something to the players like, look, they're not our best friend right now. Let's try to be on their good side going into the second half and see if things can turn for us and get a victory.
That's right. So a little discussion in the backfield with
Pascazio
and Marcus Lewis on the left side here. Looking
Kudaba
over that
with
way.
it. Ill-advised pass by Kudaba. Luckily, it doesn't get picked off. When you're on your back foot like that, Al, I know you don't want to take sacks, but I'd rather take a sack than throw a pick into the end zone.
Well, he did the right thing. He threw it high enough.
He did throw it high, yes.
No one could get to it. So I'm giving him still credit on that play for being smart as to what to do when he was just about to be taken down. 11 minutes now. The Chicago Blitz leading the Midwest Marauders 21-12 in the third quarter.
In that first win, actually their first game of the season, Pascazio scored 5 times. And the Marauders have kept Pascazio in check, but Marcus Lewis has stepped up to the table in a big way on offense for the Blitz. High snap, but still a good one. Pascazio with it on the screen pass. He's got some room, and it's probably a holding. Probably a holding call. Yep.
Yeah, it looked like a holding call against Anthony Hughes on the Blitz.
Anthony Hughes, 6-foot wide receiver, 205 pounds from McMurray College. He's been in the league for 5 years now. My dad used to tell me, Kyle, when the Bears scored and there's a flag on the play, probably a reason. Probably somebody for the Bears held the other team.
Your dad was right. Your dad was right.
And knowing the Bears, they've only won 1 Super Bowl in their franchise history. Usually they're committing more holding calls than the opposing team is. All right, Al, you're the head coach. What do you draw up here?
Well, I don't want Tommy to run. I want Speedy to do something, maybe a little pass to Speedy in the flat on the right side after a fake to the left. That's what I would do.
3 wide receiver set, all on the left side. Kudaba with it. Good pocket. Steps up. High pass. Kudaba slow to get up. Finally gets up.
Another flag in the backfield.
I think he was outside the tackle box. I don't think it would be intentional grounding. Oh, it's going to be holding. Okay. The way that, at the spot where they threw the flag, at first I thought it was intentional grounding. I'm like, there's no way it's intentional grounding. He was definitely outside the tackle box. They say holding call against the Blitz.
So that'll make it 2nd and a lot.
Running clock, so the clock does not stop. And that's going to be a big factor late in the fourth quarter. Because if the Blitz are up by more than 3 scores, you can take your time and just run the clock.
8 minutes and 35 seconds here in the third quarter left.
Three wide receiver set. Kudaba with it. Clean pocket.
Oh,
Marcus
nice catch.
Lewis. Oh, with a nice catch. And the officials at one point were going to say it was incomplete. Then they changed their mind. They say he caught it. I'm impressed with this Marcus Lewis guy, Al. Now, I'm not a scout for the MPIFL, but the way he's running routes, catching balls.
He's the go-to guy tonight, that's for sure. Still have more weapons out there, but he's been doing a great job.
He's got good size. The speed's not there, but, not every wide receiver in the NFL is fast. If you can catch footballs, they'll find a place for you. Remember, what's his name? He does, Tommy Waddell. He didn't run a 4.4, but he made a career in the NFL. If you can catch, they'll find a spot for you on the gridiron.
Way past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, false start against the Blitz. Lewis looks hurt, Al. He's limping a little bit.
We got to fix that false start problem. We're having too many penalties on this set of downs.
It is harder than it looks, though. When you're going in motion, sometimes you can have 2 guys in motion. Got to make sure that they're behind the line of scrimmage before the snap starts. But those are drive killers when you have false starts.
Third down now for the Blitz.
One thing you can't have is an interception here. Don't want to give Andre Locke and the offense some momentum. Kudaba is going to throw it out of bounds. He was outside the tackle box. Fourth down. Tough decision here, Al. I think you're going to have to kick a field goal, though.
Yeah, and going across the field over there on that side, the direction that they're going to be kicking is a set of conduit that will block the ball if it's kicked in that direction. Can you see that over there?
Yeah.
And that's right at the level that the ball needs to go if it's going to be kicked, but it's not. We're going to be running a play from scrimmage.
They're not going to kick the field goal, though. Kudaba stays in the huddle. He's got Piscazio in the backfield. 3 wide receiver set, 2 on the right side, 1 on the left. Bad snap. Fumbled. Doesn't matter, though. It's 4th down. It's going to be Marauders football. And the way that was snapped, Al, do you think that was a fumble, Ruski? Because it never got up in the air. It just stayed there. Was that a design from Maruski? I'm kind of confused about that.
I'm trying to get some body language from the quarterback and the head coach. I'm not seeing any, disgust on that play. I've never seen the ball just sit there and everybody run away from it.
Because when you have a shotgun formation and the ball does not go anywhere, that's a design from Maruski.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure if they just didn't get the ball off or if it was a design from Maruski. Either way, it's a turnover on downs against the Blitz.
Yep, and let's see what happens here now with 5:30 left on the clock in the third quarter. Ball now for the Midwest Marauders near midfield. They're still trailing 21-12.
3 wide receivers set, 2 on the right, 1 on the left. Design run, option play. Getting it in space. It's going to be a first down for the Marauders.
Nice design play there. Instead of throwing the ball over here where the 2 wide receivers were in motion, they sent it the other way, so all the attention was on this side, and the ball went the other way for a nice game.
Andre Locke, he produces about 80% of the offense for the Marauders, but they have some good wide receivers and a running game. One of the many reasons, I should say, that they won the MPIFL title last season. Second and goal for the Marauders at about the 4-yard line. In the backfield is Williams. 3 wide receiver set. Run it to Williams again.
Oh,
Nothing
nice play
there.
on D. Nice play on D. There he is, our guy, Lorenzo Hood.
We might need to get him a new jersey, Al. It doesn't seem like it fits.
Yeah, it's not covering everything there, that's for sure.
A little bit of confusion on the Blitz sideline. Eventually they put out one of their defenders.
Quentin House.
Trying to get some,
right in the middle.
trying to get some penetration at D tackle. Williams in the backfield, 3 wide receiver set on the left side. Good snap, Locke with it. Pass. You never want to blame the quarterback all the time, Al, but that should have been completed. He was wide open on the right sideline.
The ball was thrown like at 60 miles an hour for a 10-yard pass, so it just went right past the intended receiver into the boards in the corner. A break for the Blitz. Fourth down play now. This would be a great place to have a stop.
They had 3 goal line stops in that win last week against the Cincinnati Flex. Let's see if the Blitz can get one here to maintain their 9-point advantage. One running back in the backfield, design run. He's got open space. And Andre Locke does what he does best. Runs in for the score, 6 points. Does a little CPR dance at midfield. Got to be careful though, Al. When you point at the sideline like that, you can get called for taunting.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what that means when you do that. So, they're still trailing. He's got one nice play. He did a nice run. This is what we're worried about with Andre Locke. He's got the ability to scramble, and he's done 2 big plays, one for 35 yards and this one for a touchdown. So let's see if the Blitz can respond and answer back.
They do not have a place kicker listed on the roster. Andre Locke does their kicking on kickoffs. 3 wide receiver set. Usually you'll see 3 or 4 in the MPIFL. Good design play as it allowed the wide receiver for the Marauders. That's number 13, Ian Gaines, for the 2-point conversion. So the Blitz still lead by 1 point with 2:55 remaining in the third quarter. This is Chicago Blitz football presented by Ollin Technologies. With less than 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter, the Chicago Blitz lead 21-20. If you've just joined us, the Marauders led 6-0. Then the Blitz came back with 21 unanswered points. And since that time, the Marauders have come right back with 14 unanswered points of their own to trail by just 1. Piscazio and Miles deep for the Blitz. Piscazio with it. He's got some space, couple of blockers. One more blocker. And he's finally tripped up on the play. A lot of pushing and shoving as the Blitz are fired up as Piscazio gets past midfield.
A lot of energy on the Blitz again. They're looking to put this ball in the end zone right away. Let's see what happens here. You know, these games are put on by a lot of different people, including the players, the officials, and the coaching staff, but also the sponsors. And we cannot forget about Grand Sports Arena, this beautiful arena that we're in today. Ollin Technology, Doc Carl of Freedom Wellness Centers, M&M Limousine and Coach Services, and Briamo Photography Incorporated. Thank you to all the sponsors at the Chicago Blitz here for this beautiful game. First home game of the 2018 season.
I love indoor football, Al. When it gets a little bit cold outside, they're back here indoors, giving us football until the NFL draft in late April.
And it's a great game, great game.
Good about with it, bad snap. The ball is still there, picked up by Piscazio. That's the second bad snap in a row. That time, Al, that was not a fumble, Ruski. That was just not able to get the ball up in the air.
I think he just got the ball into his leg.
And the Blitz are going to call timeout as they try to figure out what's going on with their offensive line. They've had a couple of false starts and a couple of fumbled snaps in the last minute and a half here.
Yeah, and those are things that can be fixed. We just need to get that out of the way and make sure that the team is doing what they do in practice, doing what they do in all the reps that they go through for these types of plays. And I think, it's just a matter of getting things straightened out. There's still a 1-point game, so it can go either way. We just need to get our act together and move the ball on offense down the field.
It brings me up to my next question, Al. We all know that the quarterback position is the hardest position to play in football. But what's the second hardest? Sometimes people will say center because when you have bad snaps like this, you also have to be the leader of the offensive line. You have to know the entire playbook. You have to have good, good charisma with your quarterback. So would you say center is the second hardest position in football?
Everything starts with the ball in the center's hands. If it's a shotgun play, he's got to get the ball the right height quickly. We've seen some slow snaps coming back to the quarterback where they just kind of waver in this air there, and that just makes it difficult when you only have 2 or 3 seconds.
Kudaba with it. It's going to be second and long for the Blitz. 3 wide receiver set as Lewis goes into motion. Draw play to Piscazio. That's a good little play there. Gets a couple of yards. Get the offense back on track. Bryant Speedy Piscazio, little guy at 5'8", only 186 pounds, from the University of Oregon.
Did a nice job. He's got the speed, obviously, that's in his name, but also he did a nice job with his feet. Coming across the line of scrimmage, got touched by one of the defenders, did a spin, got another 5 yards.
Tommy Kudaba with it. Lewis in motion again. Backtrack does Kudaba.
We got a flag in the backfield again.
Ill-advised pass. It's going to be against the Blitz.
Holding, I believe, on number 13, Rodney Brown.
And we actually saw, we saw Rodney Brown in that game as a wide receiver. He blocked on the play, and he was called for holding. Rodney Brown is actually the backup quarterback for the Blitz, and we saw him earlier in the game, if you're just joining us. Rodney Brown did a great job filling in for Kudaba when Kudaba unfortunately got hit in the back of the head.
You said got kicked in the back of the head, got hit in the back of the head.
Did I say kicked or hit?
Yes,
oh,
yes.
Okay.
He got hit by a football in the back of the head, but he's back in there. He's a tough kid.
I can't be perfect all the time, Al, even though my mom will say otherwise.
I think you're perfect.
6 seconds remaining. This should be the last play of the third quarter. Kudaba's pass.
Caught
by Lewis. And he's going to be brought down inside the 15, a little bit short of the first down marker. And that will end the third quarter with the Chicago Blitz leading the Midwest Marauders 21-20. We'll be back for the fourth quarter of action. This is Chicago Blitz football on Ollin Technology.
Keeping it?
What? Oh.
Keep it.
We got 15 more minutes of action here in the fourth quarter. And the way this game's going, Al, we might see overtime.
Well, it's a great game. You look at what we were anticipating. We were anticipating a lot of offense. We don't have a lot of offense by comparison so far. 21-20. Pretty evenly matched throughout the game. But the momentum has started with the Blitz, and now it has switched over to the Marauders. And they've got the ball after turnover on downs, but they have lots of field to go before they can score.
At the 13-yard line, another screen pass. Mr. Stash, why do they continue to doing those screen passes? They haven't worked all night.
I don't mind. Let them let them do that. They're just not working for them. They feel like they got blockers out there when they put the two guys in motion, get them on the other side. But our defense is picking up on that and getting over to the sidelines and stopping those plays.
Yeah, the Blitz have a lot of speed on this team, led by middle linebacker, who also plays a little D tackle as well, Lorenzo Hood. It's 8-on-8. Open space is the name of the game, but it's been all defense today. 21-20 is the score today, with the Blitz up by as much as 21-6. With 14 unanswered points, and we now stand at 21-20.
Draw play that goes to midfield. Nice call by the Marauders.
First down by Williams, and they're going to say that there was unsportsmanlike conduct after the whistle. Williams is shaken up. He's going at his face. He might have to be evaluated for a concussion. Remember, there's a zero tolerance policy for concussions. The trainer has to go out, but it looks like he was not woozy, so he's going to stay out there.
A few more yards on that second draw play. Not as much as they did on the first one that got to the first down. But good timing there for Marauders to get that ball downfield on the draw.
The toughest thing about a concussion is it's the one injury in sports. You really never know if it's a concussion, a minor head injury, or if it's just a big hit that was made on the play. He does look a little shaken up, though, and now he's going down with his head on the turf. Still no action from the trainer for the Marauders to get him out of the game. Looks
I think
like
he took one in the chops.
Did he? Okay. Because he does look a little shaken up, though. Going to go to the right sideline now as a wide receiver. Jermel Smith in motion. Grabbing the jersey, finally brought down. A lot of size from number 6 of the Marauders, and he gets inside the 15.
That's a big boy out there in a pass route.
Denzel Whitaker, he had a touchdown reception earlier in the game.
Another first down for the Marauders. They seem to be moving the ball pretty well so far.
Andre Locke with it. Clean snap. Finds Whitaker. Extends across the pylon and gets the touchdown. I think they just found the X factor for the Marauders offense. Al Whitaker seems to be unstoppable right now.
Well, certainly in that set of downs, but let's see what happens now.
Up 26-21 now are the Marauders. They were down as much as 21-6. Andre Locke still a little bit shaky, but he's found a rhythm after his team was down 15 points. Still got a lot of time, though.
Yeah, you got 12 minutes on the clock here in the fourth quarter.
They don't have a kicker on this team. Andre Locke does the kickoff responsibilities. They're going to go for 2 again. If they don't get this 2-point conversion, that'd be a huge break for the Blitz. Andre Locke has some space. Drop-off pass. Falls to the ground, able to make the catch before the ball hits the turf, and it's now 28-21 with 12 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. This is Chicago Blitz football presented by Ollin Technology.
Well, the Blitz now are behind. It's the first time this game so far, down by 7 points. So they got to get an answer here, a touchdown. But like you said, still 12 minutes on the clock. I'm not worried yet. We got a lot of time here. Let's see what the Blitz does in answering a pretty productive set of downs or possession by the Marauders. Taking the ball downfield with some nice plays by Antoine. And Blitz needs to do something right now.
Only down by 7. The defense for the Blitz has been there most of the day, but Denzel Whitaker has been the difference maker for the Marauders. He's 6'2", 245 pounds. He looks a lot more than 245, though. That might be all muscle then.
That's the pads.
Then again, the Blitz have a wide receiver who's 268 pounds. That's Jared Shedrick. He had a reception earlier in the game. Kick by Locke is a good one. Pascazio gets it inside the 5-yard line. Good kickoff team by the Marauders.
Good field position for the Blitz now, right near midfield. So let's see if the offense can answer.
I think I might do a screen pass to Marcus Lewis here.
That's what you're calling?
I'm going to call a screen pass to Marcus Lewis.
All right. Coach Mike Oliver near the huddle there, giving some advice to his quarterback, Tommy Kudaba, in the huddle.
It's either going to be a screen pass to Marcus Lewis or a run pass option. Now that you're down, this is when adversity kicks in, and you still got to stay with what works. Don't try to play their game, play your game, and do what's worked all season long and in practice. Kudaba with it. Bad snap. Gets the ball off quickly. What a play by Kudaba, as it looked like he was going to get sacked. Probably wasn't even able to get his hands on the laces, just delivered a picture-perfect pass on the left sideline and completed it for a couple of yards.
That's poise, that's experience. Tommy Kudaba's got that, and he got a 4-yard pass on the play. Second down and about 6 yards, 7 yards maybe.
That reminds me of a play. You wonder why Russell Wilson is so good. There was a play on Sunday Night Football where it was a bad snap. He wasn't even able to get his hands on the laces. It was on the other side of the football, and he has such big hands, he just grabbed it and threw it, and he completed it for 6 yards.
Laces optional.
Second and about 5 yards to go. Kudaba with
Nice
it,
play.
completes it. Good catch.
Not yet a first down, but it's still a nice game.
Yard short of the first down. And we'll call it a yard and a half. Anthony Hughes on the catch. Denzel Whitaker, his best game last year, he had 5 catches for 76 yards, and somehow the Marauders lost that game by 6 points, their only loss of the season, a season where they went on to win the championship.
Here we go.
Pascazio's got space. A lot of upper body strength. Tries to stretch for the pylon, and he's brought down an inch short of
That is
the end zone.
That's one heck of a play by Speedy. Oh my, he had a nice little flare pass out here, got the ball, went full speed towards the end zone, got hit about 5 yards out, still had some momentum. He's not a big kid. He had some momentum, pushed the defender back, and almost got into the end zone.
This is when I would be playing Madden, I'd always use the fullback dive. Not in arena football, you don't really have fullbacks. Little draw play to Pascazio, touchdown. Pascazio gets 6 points on the board. Blitz still trail by 1. And they're going to stick with O'Brien for the extra point attempt. It was a great halftime show that we had with the GM of this team, Anton McKenzie.
What a great guy. I mean, he's doing well with this new opportunity he has. I wish him the best in this season, and he's been a great host to us tonight.
Absolutely. The 5 sponsors that we mentioned, especially Ollin Technology, giving us this play-by-play broadcast today. They're going to work on getting field goal posts in here. They had them when we were in the Odeum. That's in Villa Park, Illinois. But if you missed today's game,
let's see if we can get a good snap for this kick.
good snap, good hold, straight through. I have no idea if it went in.
He calls it good.
He calls it good. You know what, Al? I think in the NFL we shouldn't have field goal posts. This is more fun. I have no idea if it's good or not.
Yeah, it's basically up to the referee or the official that's near the ball, so it doesn't really matter if you have the uprights. I'm sure that that gives a few of the wide receivers a dilemma. How do they spike the ball over, like a slam dunk over the goalpost? But I like it. I mean, it's what you see.
It just makes the extra point that much more exciting because we have no idea if it's good or not.
I'm watching the coaches of the Marauders, and they're just perplexed. That's what makes this is fun. This is great. And we're tied.
28-28, 9 minutes remaining. If there's one way to beat the Marauders, it's pick off Andre Locke and contain. That's what the Cincinnati Flex did in that win last year over them. 40-34. That's what the Blitz have done today for the most part. They just got to find a way to get some size on Denzel Whitaker. He's tearing them apart in the last couple of minutes.
Well, you think about the scoring drive that Marauders had, the Blitz came right back and answered.
Goes off the netting. Now you can play that, but they decide not to. That was after the whistle. That's probably going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct against the Blitz.
Nah, keep your flag in your pocket.
No, they're going to keep it? Okay.
Keep your flag in your pocket.
If that was Ed Hockley, that would have been an unsportsmanlike conduct. But he retired, so there's no more Ed Hockley.
Okay.
8:52 remaining here in the fourth quarter. I'm just so happy that the Blitz are back, Al. It was always a pleasure when we did those games for Villa Park Television for the Chicago Blitz at the Odeum Expo Center.
It's great fun. These are great people. And we see so many faces that we saw from back then in 2016. The head coach, the Vince Mucci, the player personnel director, the quarterback, Tommy Kudova, Speedy Pascasio, and others on this field. It's just great to see all these players out here, and they're very kind and nice to us in the beginning of this game, before the game, so I love being out here.
We're all tied at 28. If you missed the opportunity to watch the game live here at the Grand Sports Arena, just Google Chicago Blitz. We'll have a full schedule on the website, and it'll let you know when the next home games are. There's a next home game in the end of March. Bad snap, fumbled it. Locke luckily able to get it back.
See, this emphasizes what you were trying to point out before, how important it is for the center to be in control of the ball, control of the snaps. We've seen a lot of bad snaps, and some that didn't look bad, but were because it took too long to get to the quarterback. They weren't direct. They were up in the air, and they kind of floated back to the quarterback. A couple times on Tommy's snaps, Tommy Kudova for the Blitz. So here's another example of that center position being so important in this game.
One of the reasons the Bears went to the Super Bowl back in 2006, Ollin, the Pro Bowl center on that Chicago Bears team. Andre Locke at quarterback, two wide receivers in motion on the right side, and they got him. And they sack Andre Locke. Al, what was Locke trying to do? He was looking to underhand the ball behind him into his own end zone.
Either way, Lorenzo Hood got to him, the guy with half a jersey, and number 5 got back there and took him down for a loss. Now 3rd down, and they're pushing the ball backwards. This is great. This is how the team responded. They came back and answered that touchdown with their own, and now they're really playing great defense.
That was a great sack on a very fast quarterback in Andre Locke. Played a couple of years at Upper Iowa College after being a transfer from a junior college. Played a couple of years before Upper Iowa at Vermillion. In his own end zone, designed quarterback sneak, gets past the first down marker, still in space, and finally brought down on the play. Man, Andre Locke, he's fun to watch, isn't he, Al?
He is, and you know, he's that type of an athlete with only 8 guys on both sides of the ball. There's plenty of spaces in this game when you get the wide receivers downfield and those extra players on defense downfield. There's more and more room. I'm glad he's not running more, but in that case, he got a nice gain of about 40 yards. I'm sorry, about 20 yards. I'm thinking this is a regular field.
Andre Locke with it, first down. Draw play to Williams. Brought down a yard short of the first down marker. More chippiness after the whistle. Still no unsportsmanlike conduct.
These are big boys, and they're working hard. They're playing hard, and sometimes you get tangled up, and neither person wants to let go. That's what happened there.
Chris Muhammad, 6'1" defensive back from Southwest Baptist on the tackle. Two things that have been working for the Marauders in this second half. Finding Whitaker and design quarterback runs by Locke. You probably expect them to continue to do that until the Blitz find ways to stop it. Locke with it.
Nice.
Fakes the pass, gets it off. Finally brought down at about the 3-yard line by Jermel Smith. We knew it was going to be a battle, Al. They're the defending champions.
Almost blocked that ball over on the sidelines, or on the side there. Got a hand on it, but it still got through to the receiver.
Under 5 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Number 6 came out on the field. We remember this guy.
Denzel Whitaker. Got a little bit of a knee brace on his right knee, but it's really not affecting him today. He's got 2 touchdown catches. Spin move by Locke, across his body. I don't really understand that decision. You've been so effective with your feet. Why not just try to run for a couple more yards? Why try to force something across your body like that?
Yeah, you know, when they call a pass play and you stick with it, that's what you get. I mean, he's just going to have to get rid of the ball. He threw it up high. I'm pretty sure that was just to get rid of the ball.
He's been so effective with his legs, not so much with his arm, although we've seen pass plays over 20 yards go for touchdowns. And with 4:03 remaining, this might be 4-down territory. I don't think they want to kick a field goal, even though it would give them the lead.
Not at all, because 3 points is not that much when you're down here less than 4 minutes in the game and so much offense on the field.
Andre Locke with it. Does some place kicking responsibility. That's going to be a false start against the Marauders. Oh, no, an offside?
Yeah, one of the side judges was calling an offside.
He called offside. It looked like a false start, though. Yep, offside against the Blitz.
A little too aggressive there. A little too aggressive.
Got to know where you're lining up on defense. And I know it's easier said than done, but don't fall trap to the snap count, and the Blitz did that on that play. And we got a linebacker number here in the offensive huddle. Might be a decoy, though.
He's big. 56?
Yep. And he's showing him where to line up. Obviously, he doesn't play for the offense very much.
This is one of them plays. Watch this. Watch this. This is going to be a bull rush.
Running play to Williams. A lot of space. Touchdown. The Blitz are screaming for illegal formation. No signal for the officials for one. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, they're going to stick with the touchdown call, 34-28. I said wait a minute because the Marauders were still in their huddle as if they hadn't continued to go with the touchdown call. And the Blitz were screaming for illegal motion.
Go, Coach, go.
And Coach Oliver saying you can't have a fullback in the Midwest Professional Indoor Football League.
A lot of question of the formation, and the referees are talking to the Blitz defense.
This is a huge call, Al, because it's either a touchdown or 5 yards back. Now, the way Andre Locke has been running the football today, 5 more yards really doesn't do him that much, but at least it makes it 28-28 with another chance for the Blitz to stop them and keep them out of the end zone.
Yeah, if you're going to take those points off the board, it's a big advantage for the Blitz, but let's see if the officials agree with the formation problem. They're still discussing it over on the far side.
No signal to change it. Andre Locke going back into the game. They're going to go for 2. Going forward, the Marauders got to figure out this kicking situation because these are 2 points. That would be a big advantage for the Blitz if the Marauders cannot get this 2-point conversion. Flag on the play. It's going to be an illegal motion against the Marauders. That was so blatant, Al, that they called it before the quarterback even had the ball.
Yeah.
(34-28) is our score with 3:08 remaining. If you're just joining us, it's been back and forth all day. The Blitz were down 6-0. Then they came back with 21 unanswered points. And since then, it's been mostly all Marauders, thanks in part to Andre Locke running the football as a dual-threat quarterback and finding Denzel Whitaker on those go routes.
I don't get it. If the play goes against the offense on an extra point conversion, why are they still on the field?
Well, this is the 2-point conversion again. It's
Yeah.
illegal motion. It's 5 yards back.
So it should be dead ball.
A lot of confusion between the Blitz and the officials. They call 5 yards back. Another flag. Locke just heaving up a prayer. But it's going to be called back. But that was a really nice play by Locke all the way across the field. Flag was called before Locke even got the ball. And now Locke is like looking at a fan, taunting. Now going to his coach and taunting. I mean the Blitz coach. What is going on right now?
He's good at that, but that's what he does.
They might call 2 flags on the play, one for taunting and one for illegal motion. Locke needs to understand that they're only up by 6 points, and these taunting calls could really do in the Marauders late in this game. It's going to be a false start against the Marauders.
I don't know how many times you can try an extra point and get penalized and still have an opportunity to get an extra point.
An illegal motion, it's like a false start. The play never happened. So that's why you brought back 5 yards. It's not that the Blitz can't decline it. It's just that it's a false start. It's not even a real play. So that's why you continue to bring them back 5 yards. So now they're back 10 yards from the original line of scrimmage. But the Blitz are complaining that you cannot have a fullback in the MIPFL.
On the touchdown.
Yeah.
Not the extra point.
Yes. Controversy brewing here at Grand Sports Arena. Locke with it. And the pass is completed on the 2-point conversion. That makes it 36-28. And with 3:08 remaining, a lot of screaming going on, taunting, pointing at the fans. And the Marauders lead by 8 points with 3:08 remaining. But don't go anywhere. The last 3 minutes are going to be really exciting. You're watching Chicago Blitz football here on Ollin Technology. .308 remaining here at Grand Sports Arena. Al, that was a really confusing last 3 plays of what happened. Try to let us know what exactly happened and what the Blitz were complaining about in those last 3 plays.
Well, they're complaining about the formation when they brought in the big guy that we saw that was just a bull force on the right side to get the ball into the end zone. But he was in the backfield with the quarterback, so that put 2 people in the backfield, meaning a fullback and halfback. And they didn't like that. The officials didn't see it that way for some reason. And the coaching staff for the Blitz tried to get their attention. It looked like they tried to discuss it and just wouldn't have it. So a couple more plays of confusion on the extra point conversion, which they eventually got. So now we're down by
8 points.
8 points.
Just
and,
over 3 minutes remaining.
3 minutes to go. So let's see what can happen here.
Miles gets the ball inside his own end zone. He's got some space. Breaks the tackle, and he's brought down on the boards at about the 16-yard line. More pushing and shoving. And you hate to see this, Al. This is a friendly rivalry that's really getting out of hand.
We'll be okay.
2:58 remaining. This is a big game because the loser goes to 1-1. The winner goes to 2-0. You just hope that people aren't going after each other's heads, that you remain within yourselves, play a good game, don't try to push each other after the whistle, and you don't want to put the game into the officials. You want to put the game into the players, so try to remain composed on offense or defense.
Let's see how the Blitz responds to that last possession by the Marauders. Tommy Kudaba back in shotgun formation.
Waddell with it outside the pocket. Completes it to Lewis, breaks a tackle and spin around, and then finally brought down at about midfield. More pushing and shoving.
Flag on the field in the backfield.
Flag in the backfield. Are they going to call holding against the Blitz? Probably.
Yeah, they're bringing the ball back.
The way the Blitz have been playing in the last couple of minutes, Al, it's like they think they're down 28 points. They're only down by 8, and we still got a lot of time to go.
That's true, and let's see if they can just straighten it out. That was a nice play getting it up to midfield. Just a little bit more discipline on the line there and the other wide receivers, and we'll be all right.
Down by 8, so if you get the touchdown, you got to go for 2. Couple of missed extra points by the Blitz. Doing them in right now. Is he inside his own end zone? He is. Safety against the Blitz. The Marauders have a lot of talent, but I'm not a fan of the taunting they've been doing. Play more like champions. Not, a little less on the taunting, a little less on the unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, I don't know how that helps anybody. You got a head coach on the Marauders that's trying to taunt every player that's coming off the Blitz bench.
I don't see the point in that because the Blitz know that they're the defending champions. They know they're playing against a good team. There's no reason you have to tell the Blitz how good you are and what happened on that play.
Yeah.
And now we just saw a push on the sideline to Pascazio, and the coach wisely puts his arms around Pascazio and I'm going to talk to my player. That's crap. I'm not going to allow that to happen going forward. He's going to run laps after the game.
Yeah, I don't give him that much credit. It's starting to be pretty bad approach by the Marauders.
Well, decision time for the Blitz, down by 10. I'm thinking onside kick because giving them the ball back is just going to make the Blitz burn their 3 timeouts. It's one thing to beat the Blitz, but the way this, and we got a lot, we have a lot of kids here. There's no reason for all the taunting and all the pushing and shoving going on.
That's right.
But besides that, but the last 4 minutes it's been really bad. But before that, it was a friendly rivalry game, and now it's just gotten pretty out of hand on the sideline with a push by one of the Marauders players. Looked like Locke. It's got to go 10 yards. Looks like it doesn't. And it's going to be Marauders football.
Let's see what they call.
Deep inside
Let's see what
Blitz
they call.
Territory.
We got offense coming on the field.
I don't know why the offense, it's got to go at least 10 yards. Barely went 3. I guess they're going to measure it. But so far, the Blitz offense is on the field. The kicking team leaves.
So it's a successful onside kick that gives the Blitz the ball. Down by 10 now.
So even if they do get the ball back, which it looks like they are, you have to score the touchdown, then you got to do another onside kick. Well, actually, if you score quickly, which of course is what you do in arena football, it's such a small field, you could, in theory, kick it back.
Now the offense is coming off the field.
Okay. All right. I was really confused by that because the ball barely went 3 yards. Well, Al, if you're head coach for the Marauders, do you just take a knee and force the Blitz to call 3 timeouts?
No, I'm not sure. Let's see what they're going to do. I would do that. Just let the clock be your friend, but let's see what they do.
Up by 10 points. They have the best multi-dimensional quarterback in Andre Locke. Probably going to just do some quarterback sneaks and some running plays to run clock and force the Blitz to use all 3 of their timeouts. It's a good sack on the play. Unfortunately, the Blitz have to burn a timeout. And they're going to wait till we get to the 1 minute mark to start burning them.
Down to 1:06 right now.
And they're going to change the clock because once it gets to 1 minute, it's a stopped clock and we go back to NFL rules. This is a really good Marauders team, but going forward, they're going to have to work on their sportsmanship because those taunting calls are going to do them in come playoff time.
1 minute's back up on the clock now. Now the referee's confused.
If you're just joining us, the Blitz were down 6-0. Then their defense locked up on Locke, contained, led to a couple of picks. Those picks led to points for the Blitz, up 21-6. Then the Marauders came right back to make it 21-20. Then 28-21. A good drive by Kudaba.
Okay, now the ref has put the clock back to 56.
And the extra point by O'Brien made it 28-28. And then a controversial no call by the officials as number 56 for the Marauders came in as a fullback, it looked like, which is illegal in the MIPFL. They allowed that in the 2-point conversion after 2 successive false starts. And after a safety, it's 38-28. That's going to be horse collar. They're going to decline that, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Marauders.
Holding against the Marauders. So that'll bring the ball back.
I'm surprised. I thought it was a horse collar. It still doesn't really help the Blitz, though, as they're going to have to keep burning timeouts.
Turnover here would be nice.
Turnover would be nice. Was in the first half, but he did not fumble the ball. He threw 2 picks, and they're. Unless this was Madden, they'd throw the football. This isn't Madden. They'll be running. 31.7. Second down, probably a little draw play here. Right up the middle. Halfback dive. Yep. Halfback dive to Williams. Almost fumbled it. Timeout called by the Blitz. Going to be their second one of the day. I always hate to say moral victories, but the Blitz played their heart out today. They just ran into a really good team in the Midwest Marauders, who, if the Blitz continue to play this way going forward, they might see the Marauders again in the playoffs.
This was a great game for most of the game, and just got a little bit out of hand during the mid part of the fourth quarter. And that'll be the end of the game.
And the Blitz are just going to let the Marauders run out the clock. That is the final score. Blitz lose 38-28. An inspiring job on the field by both Kudaba, and don't forget that the backup in Rodney came out there when Kudaba got hurt, did an outstanding job.
He did a great job.
Locke was just too much for the Blitz defense to maintain for 4 quarters.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that, like you just said a few minutes ago, that these are the top 2 teams in this league. I don't care about the points that they scored last week because that was against an expansion team that I think now is gone. But this game that we saw here today was good in a lot of respects. Had some chippy, crazy plays that and attitudes on both sides of the ball. But I think we're going to see, like you said, these 2 teams back together.
We'll take a break in the action, then we'll wrap up what happened as the Blitz fall to the Marauders 38-28. Chicago Blitz football here on Ollin Technology. The Chicago Blitz fall to the Midwest Marauders 38-28, and now it's really getting terrible as there's pushing and shoving. I just hate to see this for the little kids. But besides that, Al, the Blitz fall 38-28. And this was a great game by the Blitz. And before we end the post-game show, I just want to say you're right. I think that these 2 teams are the 2 best teams in the MIPFL, and I think they're going to meet in the playoffs because the way the Blitz played defense today against a Marauders team that scored 50 points on a couple occasions last year and won the title, the Blitz this season looked very good, and they held the Marauders to 38 points.
Everything you said is right. I agree with you 100%. I just want to point out one thing. It was great doing a game with you again. Kyle Smith, he's a great announcer. He does play-by-play, and not just football, but hockey, basketball, you name the sport. I don't care. Probably curling, you could make the game exciting. And it was an honor, and I'm glad we were able to work together again. I look forward to doing it in the future.
Absolutely, Al. Thanks for joining us. One last time, the Chicago Blitz fall to the Midwest Marauders, 38-28. For Ollin Technology doing the videography today, and my color commentator, Al Stash, I'm Kyle Smith, signing off at the Grand Sports Arena. The Blitz fall by 10 points. Drive home safely, everybody.